Alright, good morning, good day. This is the African Crypto Warlord. I hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to have an update on XRP. What we're currently looking at is XRP USDT on Binance on the 1 minute. And then we're going to shuffle using our Laplace distribution cones to figure out what is happening. Okay, so initially this would have started, this Laplace distribution pretty much started a few hours ago. So about 4 hours ago now. To the T, and what can we see? Just off of random distribution in the last 4 hours, we've come up, we're searching for the mean, we've hit some important-ish levels, closed, trying to keep in the range, haven't hit here, so that tells me there's a little bit more bullish action in the market, comes up, smokes the mean, hits big-time outlier events, tries to drive through said outlier events, fails, and is now on its way down, and it's back at its mean. And it's getting trapped in this range that we can see here. We can see that these two blue lines are below this orange line, which signifies to me that I have a natural negative skew. Alright, so the data is going to be bearish until stated otherwise. Well, the longer term fades, they'll stretch deeper back to the blue lines. And if the blue lines are below the mean, well, then they're going to stretch back deeper. So now we've had these touches here. What can we see? This is the 1 minute, all right, at 53 cents 04. Now I will just put some targets up for my friends that intraday trade. And sorry, I have to zoom out here. And what can we see? We can see that XRP has a daily mean reversion point, volatility mean at 54.74 cents. Okay, so it did fall. It did fall, and it has tagged it already twice. Alright, third time lucky, we'll find out. First place that can stop this, if it does get above this little range here, this white line, will be these pink lines. We want to keep it in between the pink lines. Okay, so that first stop is at 53.34 cents for the first skim. Any one of these levels on the way up, 53, but ideally, if it starts breaking out of here and can get above here, it want to fail in this region, but more likely a magnet to the upside. Now we're going to look for targets that we can project out of this noise over here on higher term time frames. Okay, I'm going to do a 21 day so we can show you where we're at. Alright, our 21 day mean is 52.64, so we take that back to the 1 minute and we find out where 52.64 is, and that's pretty much here. Okay, so we can demarcate this region. Where's my pencil? Oh my word. So I can demarcate 52.68. 52.68 will be somewhere in here as a touch. Alright, we have previously touched it in this region here with our breakout to the upside yesterday. Okay, as well, so this is our daily mean, and this is where the bread lies. So if I was to draw a horizontal line across my whole chart, I would say there will be a lot of signal processing done at this, pick a color. Well, I like to do the white, and at pretty much that price level. Now we're going to see what gets us into those regions, what keeps us above volatility, what's it doing now that we have some downwards facing price action in the book. Back to pretty much where we started yesterday. Alrighty, so we can see that if we hold above there, you can look for continuation. So this will be for like at least another 30 days. You can look for continuation to 73.98. It's nice to hear that some other friends have pulled out those targets and stuff like that. It's not stupid if the data says otherwise, right? The green lines, they speak. The red lines, they speak. And so do the orange lines. Now, we can see that we have a mean reversion play, and I'm guessing in the next 42 days, the whole trend can start to change. Okay. Now, mean reversion play is through. The general idea is for your returns to keep its bullish posturing. You want to close above the mean. Because if you start closing below the mean, it shows that there's a skew, and that not a skew, it just shows that there's an opportunity for a bear div to form. It's quite hard to explain. It's just relativity. At the end of the day, it's what you see. Sorry for that. So we have mean reversion to the upside, hit our first outlier event being the mean on the 21 day. Now, Let's make this quick. Expansion is still going up. Let me get this volatility metric. Expansion is still going up. Expansion is still going up. And no red flashes yet. Hold above same region here. So 51.73. We mark that out over here. 51.73. 51.73. Okay, so we'll mark that out at about here. So 51.73 will be another region that we'll have to look for the 14-day. Here's the 5-day. So here's where we smoked perfectly from yesterday. This is the 7-day, right? So we had the mean reversion play, we had the outlier event occur, and we had the probabilities to the upside, and we knew that when we break outside of the cone, what are we going to hit? We're going to hit the reverse wave trend. Alright, so if we close 2 candles above the orange line, you can look for some serious continuation through. Will volatility allow? It's going to take a lot of work to do that, to be honest, of 14 days. What would have to happen is the candles would have to be, wherever this closes, the candles would have to be bigger than this previous candle to keep that going. And I suppose I could get you to 70 odd cents. Alright, so we know that we've had our mean reversion play. Now we have a little bit of unwinding. We have a hull at the top there getting nailed. Still in our trend though. Looking to continue through an outlier event, but still a bit wicky. Red flashes haven't flashed off with this pullback in the box. Outlier event, it said, is confirmed. And our means down here are at 42 cents and 40 cents. This is quite a stable place. If it can keep that green line above the UMP, or doesn't turn down when it does come here, it will be quite a long-term reversion to the upside. 3 days, having an outlier event, starting to trim itself down, cut back into the data set. And now what we're looking for is we're looking for the contraction in volatility to hit. Alright, so Shannon Entropy, the first side, has already told me it's contracting, and it is 80% correlated, which means there's 80% to the downside, whilst there is pretty much still expansion of, just call it 99% to the upside of 100% correlation. So there's a little bit of trimming happening here. That's why this has pulled itself down. But if you do the maths, it's still a little bit bullish, and we can state that by having this still flashing red. Now, how do we know when this data starts to have a problem? Is when we break outside of these little blue bands. Maybe you can see them. There's 2 lines here. As it crosses back in, we know that the volatility signature is going to change on the 3-day, and given what our momentum indicators are saying, we're going to expect maybe a mean reversion back to a higher term time frame. We'll get there. Now, 24-hour, very important. We smoked our 58.43 target to the T, which matches up with the 7-day to the T. We expected the breakout of the cone, and we can see that this is 24-hour gain, and we can see that we're in here now. So we pretty much went from one side of the range to the next side of the range, and if it can close above here, look for continuation to 56.28. If it closes below here, look for continuation to 51.82, which has already been demarcated in those low regions on the 1 minute. So we've got those targets nailed. Now we have the 12-hour. As we said yesterday's analysis, we will take the 12-hour into account once these stop flashing red. So as you can see, yes, they have turned down. You can take the trade. It's a lot of noise. You're timing it with a whole bunch of other things. But now what backs this? To say, all right, dump continuation. We have some volatility increasing, but on a random walk, so it's not really going to have the legs as of yet until it moves the data quite a bit. But there is expansion to the downside, and if it closes below 50, where it's pretty much at right now, so we just call it the 1 minute mean. If it closes below the 1 minute mean, whatever price that was, we'll demarcate. You can look for continuation down to 49 cents. Furthermore, 45 cents, 68. Alright, 6 hour, some more targets. The 3 hours is pretty cool. You'll see what's happening here. Is expansion to the upside with correlation. So this is telling you sideways. There's a hidden bull div looking to form here. Now there's no data here to be like, what is that? Well, there could be when we get to the lower term time frames. We know the 1 minute mean reversion point is here, so that's alright. Now we're going to pop it onto the 3 hour. We see this hidden bull div over here. we see that one's bearish, also one's bearish, looking for a cross, one's starting to lose its bullish posture. Now we move to the 3 hour. Okay, what can we see here? We can see that there's been an outlier event occur, which was hit by this 3 hour. Alright, this thing's nice. So you get continuation of this 3 hour when that carries on contracting. Alright, and now here will be the flippery. We're gonna have to put some really good targets down on the 1 minute, but the general idea being here is it's not looking like it's wanting to fail as of yet. Maybe when I get to low term time frames, here's our buy signature, pretty good, boom. And now we're looking for the positive drift, but here's the thing, the contraction in volatility is so close to zero that it gets very, very sketchy. So when it does start to expand, you gotta, if this thing is negatively correlated, it's gonna have the follow through. When volatility expands and it's still negatively correlated, it's gonna have a follow through back down to 48 cents quickly, which will deny that. But with that being stated, if it can hold above this 52.94 region, let's mark that out. 52.94, 52, so it's in here. If we can hold above that, which is just below the 1 minute mean, okay, here's the first break. Alright, so this is the range. Now if we can close above the pink, we look for continuation here. Starts to close below here, we look for continuation to this pink. Okay, sorry, where were we? We're on the 3 hour. There we are. So we've demarcated this region with our current mean reversion play happening, and our daily mean up here at 54.75, looking pretty healthy, not too bad. Maybe I got out somewhere here, maybe I should get in, swap. I got into VeChain actually with the profits from this little pump. Let's see. So that's contracting with some positive drift. So this is still a bit noisy on the 90 minute. Hit a mean. Okay, this does look like a pocket up here. Okay, perfect. Let me just show you what I'm seeing. Here you go. So this is the pocket that is being tested for. If it can hold above 53.34, look for 2%, 68 to the upside. Obviously, if it closes outside those red bands, it can get quite bullish. If it closes inside this red line, it closes below, then it wants to pretty much come back down into this mean at 51, demarcated, this mean at 48, and our new weekly, which I don't think has been touched, at 43 cents. Sorry, that's on the 45 minute. We are having some bullish push to the upside. Let's see what these guys are saying. Alright, so that's the general mean reversion going for its legs. What's its target? 53.62. I want to mark that out here. 53.62. Up here somewhere. I'll just draw a line because it won't stick for long. Alright. And now seeing as it's up here, there's going to be a lot of noise processing. Put the reverse wave trend on, touch the reverse wave trend. If it breaks below the reverse wave trend, it wants to touch here. But it wants to generally bring this mean up into the pink and hold above the pink. Alright. This green line was our JMA. It's gone red. So it's a little bit of a trappy zone. Some buy orders here is what you'd see being gridded, and some sell orders here now. Alright, let me just zoom in. Okay, boom, that's the first touch. Up. And what's our volatility saying? Oh, come on, baby, hurry up. Expansion to the downside will only be true if we can close the next candle below this. We'll have the legs to push through. This is a little bit of a random dump route, well, against the trend. Mean reversion. So mean reversion, this is where your RO comes into play. Return oscillator. And come on, 8 seconds being too long. Now if it crosses down here, you'll see this thing touch the outlier event and target this liquidity zone. There you go. Oh, nothing yet. There you go. So you can, you see, this is the problem. It's out usually by 2 if it gets bullish, but there's still some more expansion to the downside. Anyway, we're at the 45 minutes. That is looking like it wants to kick. But that is a random pump, so we know it. that the 45 mean, there's what's currently keeping it down, which is the reverse wave trend. 30-minute hit an outlier event. We've seen that on the 1 minute. I don't really use, what's this one? Is it the 30-minute? No, it's the 15-minute. Okay, mean reversion to the upside. Let's go put on some reverse wave trends. We have some liquidity down here at 53.01, and this will be a very trappy range in here. And it does have the opportunity to fail below the daily mean, as we said, like this is the magnet, and it does have the opportunity to fail considering we've hit it twice and we failed it. That could be a trap at 54.41 to 54.49 if it does break above both of these levels. 5 minutes, what? Okay, 5-minute mean with some expansion to the upside. If we can hold above here, 53.27, that will be denying the bear's mean reversion to the downside. If it closes below, there will be mean reversion play to the downside, and we already have those targets set. Alright, there we go into the scoop, bull div, wait, don't push it too hard, next print, close above. You see, like this is now, that's a front run to me. So I see that can be scalped out quite easily. It loses its legs literally just because of the 2 XRP move. Contraction should have some positive drift into this orange line. Cool. And let me just sum it up. These are important levels. Switch. Oh, that. Okay. So we know 45-minute gets continuation. Push the 90-minute higher if we can get and close above this. Then we expect here 54 cents. We know that our daily mean, our daily bread is also in this region with our 15-minute. So I'll circle that. That was our 15-minute target, which can confirm that it can stay bearish. That's quite a big move. 2%. Now 1.2% to have the bear control from, let's say, the higher term time frames, from the, I'll say, the 12-hour. You look for continuation, some serious continuation, and the last bit of hopium to save it is 52.42, or by the time it gets there, 52.37. Wherever this pink line is, if this 12-hour mean reverts, please I get it. If this 12-hour mean reverts with expansion and volatility and flicks the trend, we know that 49.40 is the region. Alright, so the general idea being is now that it's caught itself back into the pink range, it wants to come and test the other side of the pink range. Alright, it closes above there. That will negate that current idea, but when it gets to this pink range, it's the last bit of hopium, I would say, and that flicks a lot of the other indicators down. I hope that was helpful. African Crypto Warlord out. If it does keep on saving itself down here, there could be one last killer pump into this region, wreck. There's some targets here that have now come into the book. So 54 we've already marked. That daily mean is now in the book, and that daily mean. So maybe it's a little bit of a flush to the downside, get the panic sellers, mean revert into the daily mean, fail it, catch them twice, just get 4% off of them or something. Alright, that is your longer term signature for failing the 5-day to the 21-day. It's down here. So there's going to be a lot of traps coming in, homies. I wish you guys all the best. But we do know that we haven't touched the weekly mean, and that is down here at 43 cents. And the previous, we're going to get a new monthly mean coming up, and our current one is at 38.60 cents. So it's not to say that's out of the book, but this one is in the book for the week, and we're starting to fail below the daily mean. So there's 2 magnets to the downside. We're starting to fail below the daily mean. We'll leave it off with that, and any other predictions can be done on the 24-hour, as I stated. So you break out of this range if you start closing above 54.12-ish. You get back into 58.91, 58.91. Oh my gosh. And you break this cone at 65.22, and that's when you look for the 21-day orange bands, 14-day orange bands. Hope that was helpful. African Crypto Warlord out. Daily mean reversion. Here's our monthly area, negative skew with mean at 40, just call it 420. 420. If you enjoyed this content, please do like and subscribe. African Crypto Warlord out.